It's Friday. Let's play. Hi, everybody. I see a lot of people checking in. Jennifer, Ben, Lori, Paul, Deborah. Glad you're here. Lunch with Dad. Let's just get started. Enough of this craziness. Let's just get started. Here we go. It's Friday. It's time to talk about Disney World. First thing we got to do, like we do every week, we're going to thank our sponsors from Celebration Shirts, celebrationshirts.com. Great t-shirts, great Disney shirts. If you're going to Walt Disney World and you want a cool shirt, go over to celebrationshirts.com. In fact, we'll put a link down below to our store at celebrationshirts.com. We've got a store of our own special shirts. We've even got one cool one that says, "We're going to Disney World." Just go over there and grab your shirts. Great. They do great work. You can go over their Facebook page and look at some of the people that are wearing Celebration shirts at Walt Disney World. Facebook.com/Celebration Shirts. They'll even give you 10% off if you use the coupon SFM. So celebrationshirts.com. Give them a ring. And hey, they're a great sponsor. We really appreciate Celebration Shirts. All right. So this week, we're going to do what we do every week pretty much. But if you like Lunch with Dad, be sure and press the like button and the love button, the wow button, because Dad is so cool. And we really appreciate that. Really, really helps us get the message out. And hey, get the message out. Share it with your friends. Put it on your timeline. Tell them, I'm watching Lunch with Dad. He's so cool. I love Dad. Yeah, you don't have to say that, but you could. Probably true. But anyway, so Lunch with Dad. Here we go. Here's the plan. We like to talk about the plan every week. The plan this week. Going to start off with the rant. Then we'll do the news. A lot of news that I had influence on, I think. Then we'll do the tip of the week. After that, we'll do questions. If you have any questions about Walt Disney World, put them down in the comments. And a little later, we'll get to your questions. We do every week. We answer your questions. We'll stick around until all the questions are answered. But we've got 6 questions, I think, that came in from our Ask Dad page. So after that, we'll answer your questions. So put the questions down in the comments, and we'll get to them. There'll be some final thoughts, and then we'll be done. About an hour. We'll usually go about an hour and 5 minutes, somewhere around there. Anyway, so let's get started with the rant. Excuse me, I got an itch. Yes, I'm not shaved. It's wintertime, right? It's October. It's time for Dad to grow his winter beard. So Dad is growing his winter beard. So I'll have it in time to go to Disney World at the end of the month. So yes, I'm going to be a little scruffy for a couple of weeks here. Grows fast, though. This is just Monday. So this is already half a week. All right. Anyway, so let's get on to the rant. Rumors. Last week, I talked about, in the rant last week, actually, I ranted about the Jingle Cruise and the rumor out there that the Jingle Cruise was not going to come to Walt Disney World this year. And of course, this week, Disney listened to me and they changed their mind. They're bringing they actually made an announcement. And okay, maybe it wasn't because I ranted about it, but I don't know anybody else that made a big deal about it. But we made a big deal about the Jingle Cruise being gone, and Disney decided to make an announcement that yes, the Jingle Cruise is coming back. So the Jingle Cruise will be back this year. Yes, but it just goes to that rumors thing. Rumors just aren't helpful. You can look at them. You can hear them. Yeah, we heard rumors about the gondolas coming. That came true. We hear rumors about this and that, and they do come true, but not always. Even some of the things that Disney announces don't get done. So don't put a lot of stock in rumors. You can listen to them, you can hear them, but don't put a lot of stock in them because they don't always come true. All right, so I hate rumors. But the Jingle Cruise is back and Dad made it happen. Yeah, yay, Dad. Yeah, sure he did. All right, here we go. The news of the week. Speaking of Dad knowing Disney and predictions, last week I predicted that Play, Stay, and Dine. Somebody asked a question about discounts coming out for the fall and for early 2018. And I said Play, Stay, and Dine would probably come out on Monday. It didn't come out on Monday, but it did on Wednesday. The reason it didn't come out on Monday, Disney had computer problems. So it had to wait a couple of days to come out. But it did come out last week. We're going to talk more about discounts here in just a little bit. But Play, Stay, and Dine and a room discount and a couple other things came out this week. So it's a good time to book your trips. I'll get back to that in just a little bit. All right, next news item. Here we go. Stitch's Great Escape. Yeah, Stitch is fine. Not Stitch, but that ride, the old alien encounter ride. I never have liked that ride. That ride is finally closed. They've changed it now. It closed last year. It was a whole, again, rumors over a year ago now that Stitch was going to turn into Wreck-It Ralph. Well, it's been a year now, and Stitch has been on and off open, but it's finally closed. It's turned into a character greeting. In fact, they changed the sign. The new sign says Stitch's Alien Encounter Character Greetings. But that Wreck-It Ralph, still no sign of Ralph and Stitch's Great Escape. You know, the hero, the big Ralph, he's not here yet. So we got to, here we go. Anyway, another one of Dad's predictions came true. Minnie Vans. Last week I said Minnie Vans would come to the Contemporary, and they did this week. But of course, they came to all of the other resorts too. Minnie Vans are now available across the whole, all of the hotels. We speculated last week about the rollouts of the other resorts, and I kind of said, I don't know when they're. So they just up and did them all at the same time. So Minnie Vans are available all around Walt Disney World now. Cool. That is cool. American Music Machine was a singing group over at Epcot, and they're no longer at Epcot. Don't know what happened, but Disney changes those entertainment options all the time, and so American Music Machine is out. There was a big announcement this week about the Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. It's gonna be a roller coaster. Who thinks that's just cool? Who wants to ride a Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster? Where's my hand? Raise your hand or hit the likes, hit the love, hit the share, tell us you want to make a comment. You want to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster? I can't wait. It's gonna be a while, but I can't wait. My guess is it'll be 2020 before that's actually open, but I can't wait to actually ride the new Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster. I love the movies. Love the movies. All right. So one last item, Captain's Grill at the Yacht Club. It closed, and they're now serving breakfast at the Yachtsman to take up the slack for the Captain's Grill at the Yacht Club. They're building a new restaurant over there, so that'll be coming somewhere down the line, but Captain's Grill is closed. All right, so that's the news of the week. Let's talk some more about those discounts that I mentioned just a little bit ago. This is the best time ever to book a Disney vacation. Well, maybe not the best time ever, but this is one of the best times there's been in a long time to book a Disney vacation. Disney is just to be quite honest for you, the parks division, the Disney parks division is hurting. They need money. They need cash. They need people in the parks. With the Hurricane Irma and the influence, the trips that they lost, the money that had to be shelled out for Hurricane Irma, really hurt. The Disney Cruise Line is really, really hurting because all of the Eastern Caribbean, those islands just were decimated. And there's, you can't go to San Juan. You can't take a cruise ship to San Juan, a tourist cruise ship to San Juan now. You can't go to those other islands out in the Eastern Caribbean that that all of the cruise lines were going to. There's nothing there to go to. So the Disney Cruise Line is hurting. Apparently, hints are that the Chinese government kind of reneged a little bit on some of the help they were going to give in building the Shanghai Park. Shanghai Park is doing well visitor-wise, but some of the money that Disney expected from the Chinese government to help build the park, some of the money they were going to pay back, Disney put all the money up front, but the Chinese government was supposed to pay them back, but that's not coming as they expected it. So Disney Parks is hurting. They need people in the parks. Just this week, they announced 3 discounts for Disney Park, or for Disney World, 3 discounts in 2 days. I don't ever remember that happening. We hear rumors, we hear plans for 2 more coming out right away. So 5 different promotions going on and announced in a very short time period. That hasn't happened before. Usually there's 1 or 2, but not 5. You know, usually there is a big discount like came out this week, Play, Stay, and Dine. And then there's a room discount that goes along with it. But this week they came out with a 3rd discount, and there's a couple more coming. So it's a good time to be booking a trip to Walt Disney World. If you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World in the next 6 months, you can go now to our Destinations to Travel page and send in a request. Or we've got a brand new discounts page where we're going to be tracking the current discounts to Walt Disney World. And it's not just Disney World, it's the Disney Cruise Line too. For the Fantasy, which does the long trips, the ones that used to go to the Eastern Caribbean, now going more to the Western Caribbean. But for the Fantasy, you can book, and for the first time that anybody can remember, Disney is offering $100 per stateroom credit, onboard credit. That's one thing that they've never done before, as far as anybody can remember. So this is all some new stuff. Disney wants you to come to the parks. Make your reservations now. Even if you're going next year, even if you're going next Christmas, make your reservations now. Because Disney's going to have price increases. Guarantee you, Disney's going to have price increases next year. And they're probably going to be sizable because Disney's trying to recoup a lot of money. So make reservations now. And that way, when the price increases come, your price is locked in. So go over to our Destinations to Travel page. Make your reservations. There's a form down at the bottom. Just fill that out and get your reservations started. Go over to the discounts page. There's also a form down at the bottom there that you can fill out and just get started on your 2018. I mean, Toy Story Land's going to open next year. It's going to be a big year at Walt Disney World next year. So make your reservations today. Anyway, all right. It's time for Dad's Tip of the Week. All right. So the Tip of the Week this week is about kids and being scared at Walt Disney World. I was scrolling through my Facebook page feed the other day, and picture popped up. It's my buddy Steve. Hi, Steve, by the way. Steve listens every week and talks to me about, I go to church. Steve is a longtime friend, good friend. But anyway, he was talking to me about, I was looking at his this picture, and it was Steve and his granddaughter. Steve and his granddaughter were at Chuck E. Cheese, and she's sitting on his lap, and she is not happy. She's been crying. She's cuddled up in his lap, and they're just, you can tell she's very uncomfortable. And the caption said something about how she's just overwhelmed by Chuck E. Cheese. And this is one of those things I see happening all the time. Kids getting overwhelmed at Walt Disney World. There's so much stuff. It's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, noise and sound. Yes, they're different. Noise and sound and lights and blinking lights and kids yelling and kids screaming. Yelling and screaming are also different. Yeah, Dad, come on, get it in gear. You don't repeat words. Anyway, so all of these things happen with kids at Walt Disney World. You know, they get scared of the big old 7-foot tall scary monster mouse guy. It's just a little bit overwhelming. So what can you do? I'm going to try sound again. Let's see if it works. All right, let's see if the sound works this time. Nope, it didn't work. Okay, so some reason we have sound muted. It's a good thing. All right, so we're going to close up all the sound. And we're just going to come back here and forget about sound today. That just didn't work. Anyway, so what can you do? You get them ready to go. You teach them, and you do things like go to Chuck E. Cheese, go to places where there's loud noise and music and stuff like that. Get them in that kind of environment. Get them ready. Take them to places where they can see mascots, football games, school events, school activities where there's these big events, and try to get to places where you can take them and let them meet these big character looking things. Especially if you know you've got a timid child that gets scared at these kind of things. Prepare them for it. Show them Disney movies. Try to tell them that, you know, characters are okay. You know, Mickey's gonna be tall. He's gonna be as tall as Daddy, but it's okay. He's cool. Mickey is cool. Yeah, Stitch you got to kind of watch, but Mickey's cool. Anyway, so get them prepared before you go. That way you don't have the meltdowns around the characters. You're still going to have meltdowns. Everybody have meltdowns. Shoot, even Dad has meltdowns at Disney World. We all have meltdowns. But do the best you can to prepare before you go. And that's Dad's tip of the week. All right, so let's move on to questions. If you have a question, put it down in the comments and we'll check it out here in just a few minutes. I got 7 questions, so it's probably going to be about 15 minutes for me to answer these questions and see what your questions are. Let's see if I can pull up and see if we've got any yet. Social media, I don't see any yet, but if you've got a question, now's the time to put it down in the comments so we can answer it here in just a few minutes. All right, so here's the first question. And this one didn't have a name on it. Are you allowed to bring a boogie board for the wave pools? That's all it said. I assume he's talking about at Typhoon Lagoon, because the Typhoon Lagoon wave pool is more of a surfing wave pool than the Blizzard Beach. The simple answer to the question is no. Both Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon do not allow any kind of surfboards, boogie boards, any kind of things. There's a real practical reason for that. In both of those wave pools, there are a bunch of people. It's not like you're out in the ocean where people are spread out or people are on the beach. They are all over those wave pools, and you can't really surf when there's that many people around. So no, they do not allow boogie boards or surfboards in the in the wave pools at either Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach. That being said, there at Typhoon Lagoon, they do offer surf lessons in the morning, and that surf lessons, you bring your own equipment, so you could bring your boogie board. They also have a thing they do in the evenings, select evenings, where you can go and you can rent the wave pool for up to 4 hours. It's actually 100 waves. They'll send out 100 waves. You can choose the height, but they'll send out 100 waves, and you get to surf for 100 waves. And it's for up to 25 of your closest friends. And again, you bring your own equipment to that. So while you can't do it during regular hours, you can do it after hours. So that's the bottom line. The bottom line is no, you cannot bring boogie boards during regular hours. But if you want to pay a little extra money and bring some friends, you can do it after hours. All right. Here we go. Next question. This one comes from Kim in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is a long one, but it's a good one. I am confused by your statement that you rely heavily on touring plans for your crowd levels plannings, but your crowd level predictions do not agree with their predictions. For example, touringplans.com still lists October as a relatively low crowd month. In your crowd calendar, which in trying to obtain reservations, etc., I have found to be much more likely and reliable, thank you very much, lists October as extremely busy. I canceled our October trip, October 7th through 14th, in fact, because your red day predictions are more in line with what I suspect to be true. Accordingly, I no longer trust touringplan.com for crowd predictions. And this mistrust is bleeding into every other areas, even though the unofficial guide has been my go-to planner for more than 10 years. Can you explain the differences and why touring plans, undercover tourists, etc., is still holding on to the very traditional crowd calendars of 5 to 10 years ago? Thanks, Kim. Well, Kim, first let me say thank you for the kind words about our crowd calendars. That's one of the things we try very hard to be accurate on. Why touring plans says what they say, why undercover tourist says what they say, I have no idea. I don't work with them on their crowd calendars. I don't talk to them about their predictions. Now, I have had in the past, I've worked with both touring plans and undercover tourists. I've talked to them. I know them. I have no animosity towards either one of them. I like both of them a whole lot. I've interviewed Lynn Testa of Touring Plans for the magazine. Talked to him several times. Mommy Frog. I used to write for her, actually. I wrote several articles for Undercover Tourists years and years ago. But I have no idea why they predict things the way they do. I know Touring Plans, and this is something Lynn and I talked about in the interview. He has a full algorithm, hundreds of data points that he uses for his crowd predictions. But me, I go by experience. I go by what I see, what I hear. Now, one thing I will say is I make up my crowd predictions in April. So April of 2018, I will be making my crowd predictions for 2019. And I don't change them. I don't go, Touring Plans sent me a notice a couple of weeks ago that some of the dates for some of the crowd predictions for our dates had changed, and they had gone up, by the way. Some of the dates for our upcoming trip here had the crowd predictions had changed. They changed theirs regularly. A lot of people that make crowd predictions change theirs. I try to make my predictions and stick with them, because what good does it do you to plan a trip and then when 2 weeks before you go, you get a notice the crowds have doubled. Now, are we always right? No. I can tell you that mine aren't always 100% accurate. I will say that mine are more accurate than your local weatherman. That doesn't say much, does it? But accuracy, we try to be as accurate as we can. We listen every day for what actually is happening. Now, as to me using touring plans for planning, I don't use them for my crowd predictions. I use them for my personal, when I'm planning a trip. I will use touring plans to help me kind of predict pick which park I'm going to be in. I use a lot of their tools, their room selector tool, not always, but I've used it. I like their ADR tool. When you can't get an ADR, I like that tool. I've even used their plan maker tool. I use their lines app when I'm in the park to check lines. I find it to be more accurate than Disney's lines on the My Disney Experience app. The bottom line is, I can't tell you why Touring Plans and Undercover Tourists have the predictions they have. That's what they believe. What I believe, I put out there, and we'll just have to see who's right. It's just one of those. It's a prediction, and things change. The Disney crowd patterns are changing. And it's kind of hard to get out of those old habits. I've even had to change some of my old habits. All right. I hope that helps. All right. So let's see what we got next. All right. Yeah, that's page 2. Those are gone. All right. So next, if you got any questions, put them down in the comments now. We've got about 3 more questions to answer. Before we get to that, I want to talk to you about the WDW magazine's having a big sale. I love WDW magazine. Yes, it's mine, my baby. I created it. It's just really, really cool. If you need a Disney fix, if you're looking for more Disney stuff, great pictures, great articles, videos, just every month, we bring you the best of Walt Disney World. We put it right in your hands, right on your devices. Yes, it's an online magazine, but we're having a big sale at WDW Magazine through Sunday. So now through Sunday, a 1-year subscription is 25% off. So if you'd like to get a 1-year subscription, go ahead, subscribe by Sunday. Great deal, great deal. Oh, well, this month is our 49th issue. So you get access to all 49 issues right now, just as soon as you subscribe. Anyway, 25th, it's Epcot's birthday sale. Get your 25% off. Okay, so here is the next question. We have a 2-day pass that comes with a water park included. Not sure how to navigate this. One of these days we are going to Epcot. The other is to be determined. Help. This one, I really don't know how to answer this question. There's no email address, or I would have emailed and gotten more clarification. There's no way for me to get in touch. There was no name on it. So I just kind of flying blind here. I don't know exactly what you're asking. If you're asking how to use that water park ticket, when to use that water park ticket, if you're asking what other park to go to, I just don't know how to answer it. So we'll just do kind of a broad answer. I also don't know what kind of ticket it is. If it's your plain old Magic Your Way basic ticket that you get at Walt Disney World, then you've got the Magic Your Way Plus Magic Your Way with Park Hopper Plus. So you've got Magic Your Way with the Park Hoppers, and you've got the Plus option, which gives you the water park access. With that ticket, you have 14 days to use your 2 days in the theme parks, and you also get 2 days in the extras. The water parks, the mini golf, access to ESPN. I don't know why you'd use that, but access to the ESPN sports complex. Those things are all included in that 2-day Magic Your Way ticket with Park Hopper Plus. So you could go 2 days to the theme parks. You could go day to the theme parks, day to the water parks, day to the theme parks, day to the water parks. So you've got four things, 2 theme parks and 2 other things that you can do. So how you use those, which parks to go, that's kind of up to you. You've got to know what you like, which parks. You say you're going to Epcot one day. Would you rather go to the Magic Kingdom? Would you rather go to Hollywood Studios? Would you rather go to Animal Kingdom? What would you prefer? Again, I don't have enough information really to do much more than that. So the bottom line is, depending on what kind of ticket you've got, if you've got a Magic Your Way ticket, you've got 14 days to use your 2 theme parks and your 2 extras. So I hope that helps. All right. So let's go on to the next question. This one is pretty quick. So this one comes from Kim in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Kim asks, do you know if the Pop Century has king-size bed in ground level rooms? I know the answer to this, but I ask our partners at Destinations to Travel to answer this, because I ask them to answer most of our hotel questions, because that's what they do. They deal with hotels. Anyway, this answer came from Stephanie Walsh, one of the agents from Destinations to Travel. She does great work, by the way. She says, we just returned from a stay at the Pop Century a little over a week ago, and I must say I love staying there. I can't disagree with her at all. I agree wholeheartedly with that. In addition to the fun theming and clean accommodations, Pop Century offers a great food court and shopping venue, as well as efficient bus service to all the parks in Disney Springs. To answer your question, yes, Pop Century has king bed rooms on the ground level. In fact, there are king bed rooms on the ground level in all the room categories, view categories offered at the Pop Century: standard, preferred, pool view, and preferred pool view. However, unlike at the moderates and the deluxe resorts, where the king beds are a bookable room category, making it guaranteed, king bed rooms at the Pop Century are only available by request and not guaranteed. So yes, they are available, but you would not be guaranteed a king bed at the Pop Century. Yes, you have to just make a request. They are kind of limited. There's, there's not a lot of the king bedrooms. So you really have to request them. I would not expect to get one. If you get one, it's a nice thing. Now, if you, I even ask about the new refurbished rooms, because the refurbished rooms are totally different. They've got the queen bed and the queen pull down bed. So the refurbished rooms are totally different. But I heard back that yes, even the refurbished rooms will have the king bed option. Don't know how many, but that is being built into the refurbished rooms. We've actually done this before. The man-child, when we went with all three couples, us, the man-child and his Southern Belle, Princess and her Prince Charming, when we went all as adults, we got one room with a king bed. And we put the man-child, since he's like 17 foot tall and big old guy, we put him and his wife in that room, and the rest of us took the full-size beds. Okay. All right, so let's answer one more question. Here we go. All right. My wife and I went to Disney on our honeymoon around 13 years ago. We each had a 4-day park hopper card. However, we only used 3 days. I heard in the past that they don't expire. We are going back the week after Thanksgiving, room and tickets bought already, and staying on site. So I wouldn't have much use for them this trip because everything is already planned out. But is it possible to use the value in one of the souvenir shops or somewhere else in the park? Thanks. I enjoy reading your page. Mike. Well, Mike, it is true that your tickets, well, let's put it this way. You lucked out, buddy. Your tickets are if you honeymooned 13 years ago, 2004, that is the last year that the tickets were never expired. In 2005, Disney introduced the Magic Your Way ticket along with the never expire option. So that meant that in 2005, if you bought a ticket 14 days after you activated it, 14 days later, it expired. It wasn't any good anymore unless you added that never expire option. However, in 2004, that was different. In 2004, they just never went away. Everything before 2004 is still good to this day. So you could exchange those tickets for 1 day in the parks. Now, can you exchange it for something that can get you something in a gift shop? No, it's only good for being in the parks. That's the only thing it's good for. So you have to exchange it for park entrance. So put it away, keep it for your next trip, and kind of plan that into your next trip. Now, for everybody else, if you want to know if your old tickets are still good, there's an easy way to tell. If they are Magic Your Way tickets, unless they have the never expire option on them, they're not going to be any good. Now, if they're the old park hopper passes, 5, 6, 7 day park hopper passes, or the things that came before that, then those are still usable and you can exchange them for new tickets. And you can do that either at one of the ticket windows at any of the parks, or you can go to the hotel concierge desk and they can do that for you. So the bottom line is, yes, you can exchange your tickets, the 2004 tickets, for new entrants to the park, but you will not be able to use them in gift shops or anything like that. So it's a one for one, ticket for ticket. All right, there you go, Mike. Thanks for the question. All right, okay, our last question we have from our Ask Dad site. And by the way, whoops, nope, I'm wrong. There's another one there. So I got two more questions from our Ask Dad site. So if you got questions, now is the time to put them down in the comments. So I'll get to them here in just a few minutes. All right, Gail says, hi, Dad. Can I add 2 more days to our 10-day pass? Thanks for your help. Gail, I didn't really know the answer to this one. So I asked, again, my buddies at Destinations to Travel to see what they'd come up with an answer. And here's what they said. This one comes from Chris Boyer, another one of their Chris is a great guy. He does a great job. Anyway, Chris says, the Walt Disney World multi-day tickets are a great way to get the most bang for your buck. Now, this is going to get a little complicated because there's dollars involved. While a single-day ticket ranges from $99 to $119, a 10-day ticket is only $44 a day. To put it simply, the more days you add to your tickets, the cheaper it is each day. Multi-day tickets range from 2 to 10 days, with all the days on your ticket needing to be used within 14 days of you in a park, as we've already said. The maximum number of days allowed on the Magic Your Way tickets is 10 days. He reached out to Disney customer service. They said they are unable to extend the ticket past 10 days. In order to add those 2 extra days, you're going to need to actually purchase a 2-day ticket. 10-day base ticket is $440 per adult. 10-day park hopper would be $515. The extra 2-day ticket would be $199 for adult, with the park hopper being $259. That brings cost for 12 days to $639 for an adult base ticket, or $774. A lot of numbers, right? For a park hopper. Annual passes are just $779. So if you were going to exchange and get the 2-day tickets, you might consider an annual pass, because the annual passes offer discounts on rooms, on meals, on all kinds of things, souvenirs. In fact, Disney just announced that the annual pass discount that's been 20% through the summer, one of the things they're trying to do to get people to come into the parks, that annual pass discount of 20% has been extended through the end of the year. So there's a lot of good reasons to look at an annual pass if you're somewhere close to that annual pass cost number. It's not a given that you'd want to upgrade to an annual pass, but you need to do some math. You could say probably close, can't say. If you're going to be there for 10 days, you're going to find significant savings with an annual pass. So just tell everybody you're an annual pass holder. What kind of discount? What kind of discount? So 10 days, the bottom line is 10 days is the maximum for a Disney ticket. You cannot add if you've got a 10-day ticket already. You can upgrade that ticket to an annual pass. That money will be applied to the annual pass. You're not going to have to buy it separately. So what you've paid so far will be applied to the annual passes. Annual passes are park hoppers. They have park hopping. They do include discounts for hotel rooms and meals and all kinds of stuff. And you go back to Disney World sometime during the year and you've got your tickets already. All right, so that's that one. I'm tired already. There we go. Okay, Dad, come on. Let's go. Take a drink. Wire up. Here we go. Last question. Then we're going to answer your questions. Go ahead and put your questions down in the comments below, and we'll get to them here in just about a minute and a half. Okay, this one comes from Lisa in Tennessee. My family does not use credit or debit cards by choice. We have paid for our upcoming trip completely with Disney gift cards. Will we be able to stay at our hotel without cards? Lisa, yes, no, maybe, no, yeah, yes, you can. In fact, I've done this before. You do not have to have a credit card on file to check in. Now, most hotels require that, but most hotels, it's because you have a balance that's got to be paid, and they want to ensure that they get their money. Now, if you have a balance left, if you just did a room-only package where you just did the one-day discount, doesn't sound like it. You said it's already paid for. So if you did a room-only, they would probably require one. But since you're already paid for, you do not have to have charging privileges to your room, which is what requires the credit card. So no, you don't have to have a credit card. You could even set up charging privileges by paying cash. You could leave $500 cash with Disney and set up charging privileges. And that way you could put everything on your magic bands and, if you wanted to do that. But again, I'm more of the just pay it out of my pocket. I never have charging privileges well, we've had it a couple of times, but typically we don't use charging privileges. That's I'm like you, I'm a little tight with those credit cards. I don't like giving out my credit card willy-nilly. I do everywhere else, but when I travel, I just don't like giving out my credit card. So yes, the bottom line is you do not need to have a credit card. You don't have to have a credit card to check into your room at Disney. Now, one thing that will be hard is dining reservations, because those do require a credit card to ensure, for the cancellation thing. All right. Anyway, it can be done. So, that's our questions. Okay, we're going to go to your questions in just a minute. But first, I'm going to Disney World because I got to just see what showed up this week. Magic Man showed up this week. We're so happy. Mrs. Mom's kind of a little unhappy because she got the purple Magic Band and she got the pink Magic Band. I got the purple Magic Band. She's not much on pink, but we're trying to get all the colors. If you look up there, we got all of our old Magic Bands piled up, and we've got all the colors. We're trying to get the new colors, the purples, the pinks. I think orange is a new color we haven't gotten yet. So we're going to Disney World. I was out of town this week, and I come back and I look over at the wall, and my calendar, it's been blank, but my calendar's got stickers on it. It's got 10 days. We're getting close. It's got the day we're leaving, which park we're going to be in each day, the day we come home, the sad day. We're getting ready to go to Disney World. Now, why do I say that? Because I want to meet you there. If you're going to be in Disney World, I'm going to put that down. If you're going to be in Disney World between October 30th and November 4th, we're going, October 30th and November 4th, we will be there. We'll be there the day before and the day after, but that's just coming and going. So October 30th to November 4th, I'm going to be in the parks, and I'd love to meet you. I'd love to say hi. I got stuff for you. I might have a couple of these I'm giving away. I might have a couple of these I give away. That's the 2018 calendar. I might have some pins and some pens. In Oklahoma, those two words are exactly the same. So I'm going to be at Disney World, and I want to see you. Our schedule is, and we've got a page that you can go to, and you can see this. But our schedule is on the 30th, on Monday, we'll be in Epcot. On the 31st, we'll be in Animal Kingdom. On the 1st, we're going to, let's see, what does the calendar say? Oh, I've already shut it, but let's see. Let's just look. So 30th, 31st. So on the 1st, we're going to be in the Magic Kingdom. On the 2nd, we're going to be in Hollywood Studios. On the 3rd, 2nd, we're going to be back in Epcot because we don't like to go to Epcot on the weekends during the Food and Wine Festival. On the 3rd, we'll be in Hollywood Studios. And on the 4th, we'll be in the Magic Kingdom. Every day I'll be posting pictures of where's Dad and Mrs. Mom, so you can see where we are, and just come say hello. I'll even the first person that says hello to me every day, I'll have a $25 gift card for you. Disney gift card right there. Just sort of finding Dad and saying, hi, Dad. So October 29th to November 5th, we'll be there in the parks the 30th through the 4th. We'll be at the Port Orleans Port Orleans French Quarter. So in the mornings, we'll be eating breakfast in the hotel, and most mornings. So come and say hello. Come see us. If you see me, I'll be kind of scruffy. I'll have my beard by then, but I'll post pictures so you can see what I look like. I'll have, more than likely, most days I'll have one of these shirts, other side, these shirts on, or a WDW magazine shirt on, or just a regular shirt on, but you'll be able to see me every day. All right. So questions. Do you have any questions? Post them down in the comments, and we're going to answer right now. And bang, bang, bang. I'm going to have to put that in this hand because I got my microphone here. Anyway, so here are the questions. Will Disney ever bring back the Disney money? That is so sad. I can't believe they did away with Disney dollars. It's really, Disney had a license to print money. They could print money like a government. They could print money. I don't know what idiot decided that they didn't want to do Disney dollars anymore. How many of you have Disney dollars in your house, folded up, on your wall somewhere that where where you use it as we've got a type tray in our front room. They're Disney dollars on the type tray. That's just like free money for Disney. I can't believe they did away with the Disney dollars, but they did. So I guess it was a dying thing in the age of credit cards. Anyway, will it ever come back? No, there's no way. Once they do away with something like that, it would be hard to bring it back. It's sad because we use Disney dollars to help teach the kids the value of money. We would give them Disney dollars. Each one of them had a certain amount that they could spend during our trip. And that's all the spending money they had. And they had to take care of their Disney dollars. So I'm really, really sad about it. We were looking forward to give it to our grandkids. Here's today's Disney dollars when we go to Disney World. And so, but I don't see them ever bringing it back. I don't know why they ended it, but they did. Anyway, all right. Here's the next one. This one comes from Ben. We are considering the Backstage Magic Tour. It's $275 per person. We are wondering if it is worth the money. Any thoughts? Ben, from what I hear, all of the Disney tours, even the very expensive ones, are worth the money. Now, the worth the money thing is one of those questions that I always answer it with. If you're asking, is it worth the money? Meaning I can just barely afford it. Is it worth the money? The answer is usually no, it's not worth the money because you can't afford it. Now, if you can afford it, it's no problem. And you just want the experience. It is a fabulous experience. The tours are fabulous experience. Disney does a wonderful job with the tours. Never really even heard any complaints about the tours. So the tours are really good. You get your money's worth if you're saying, I'm going to keep track of every minute and every penny. No, you're not going to. It's not worth the money that way. But if for the experience, it's like the Halloween party or the Christmas party, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Are they worth $100, $110 now? You're not going to get $110 worth of candy. You're not going to get $110 worth of cocoa and cookies. You're not going to get, there are going to be other people in the park, but it's the experience. It's the snow on Main Street. It's the Headless Horseman. It's experience you can't get anywhere else. That's what this is. This is an experience you can't get anywhere else. And so Backstage Magic, you go through all 4 parks, you get to ride some of the rides. It's just a great tour. Is it worth $275? If you've got the money, yes, it is. If you're scrimping and saving every last dollar, then probably not the best idea. You could spend your money better elsewhere. All right. Hope that answers the question for you, Ben. All right, here's the next question. Betsy asks, would minivans be a better option for transportation as we are staying in the yacht club the first week of January? If minivans are better options, how do you set it up and where do they drop you off, say, at the Magic Kingdom? It kind of depends on what you're comparing it to. Are you saying, is it a better option than the buses? Is it a better option than Lyft or Uber? Is it a better option than having your own car? It's $20 each way. Now, if you've got 6 people, $20 each way is not too bad a deal. But if you're one person, $20 each way, that's kind of expensive when you could go for free. You could ride the Disney bus for free. As to where do they drop you off at the Magic Kingdom, they drop you off over at the bus loop. So you're not at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Everybody else, all the other companies, the taxis, the Ubers, the Lyfts, they're going to drop you off at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Whereas minivans will drop you off at the bus stations. So you do gain some time there. As to the other parks, I think it's probably fairly comparable. I think that the drop-off place is roughly about the same because the other parks are designed without that buffer like you have at the Magic Kingdom, where you've got the Transportation and Ticket Center, and you have to come across the Seven Seas Lagoon. So the other parks, it's not as big a deal. Now, I will say that the yacht club or the beach club, the yacht club, Disney transportation, the free transportation is kind of tough at the yacht club because you share bus service with Swan and Dolphin, the beach club, and the boardwalk. And so you're kind of in the middle. So coming and going, you're never the first ones getting out. I stayed at the yacht club. I used a Disney bus over to the Magic Kingdom. It was not great, but it was a free bus trip, So if you want to use the minivans, that's fine. It's like riding the bus. They drop you off at the same place. It's not shared. It's individual. So if you're willing to spend that $20 each way, it's a good option. Now, I will say Lyft, Uber might be cheaper. So you might look into that. How does it work? When you get in the hotel, you can download the Lyft app. It's done with Lyft, Lyft. It's done through Lyft. The minivans are done through Lyft. You can download the Lyft app, and there is a special activation code. Don't know exactly how that works that you get at the hotel. They'll help you activate the app so you can get access to the minivans. And then you request it. You set up a time, both ends. So that's kind of how the Lyft app works with minivans. Now, Lyft is a separate company, and you can do lifts, but they're going to drop you off at the Transportation and Ticket Center. Okay, I got one more question. This is the last one. So if you've got a question, now is the time to put it in. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss any, but yeah, I don't see any more. So last call for questions, because if we don't get any more, we're done. Here we go. Hi, Dad. Can minivans accommodate a scooter? The minivans themselves can't, but I believe that they do have some special. They have a few special. I think I read that they have a few special vans that can accommodate a scooter. But the regular minivan, I'm not sure. I don't know this for sure. If you can, there is probably something on the app but that is something you're just going to have to, let me just back up and not lie to you. I don't know. That's something you probably have to ask at the front desk when you're getting your app set up. When you go to get your app set up, call the front desk, ask about Minnie Vans and scooters. I know that Minnie Vans come with 2 children's seats, and there are some options for some other things. But I vaguely remember reading that there are ways to get a scooter, but I'd just be lying to you if I told how it worked. All right. So any more? Here comes one more question. Okay. One more question. This is the last one, by the way. We're going to shut it off right after this question. All right. Leslie asks, by the way, that's my iPad waving in front of you and me banging on my new microphone. All right. Leslie asks, first trip to Disney in February. We usually go in a very hot summer. How freezing will February possibly be? Leslie, Disney, typically Orlando, when they get cold spells, it gets to right at night. When it gets cold at night, it gets right down to around freezing. Not very often, and especially not in February. This happens in December and January, not so much in February. The temperature gets, the lows, the extreme lows are around freezing. That's why, I mean, Disney used to be in the middle of an orange grove. What is now Disney World used to be massive, massive miles of orange groves. I remember going to Disney World in 1987 and driving around Disney in the 80s, 1980 when we went on our honeymoon, and seeing the orange groves still all around Walt Disney World. You don't see those anymore. But the thing about oranges is if they freeze, they die. So you don't see a lot of freezing temperatures in Orlando. So when they get freezing temperatures, you'll see the growers all come out with the sprinklers and they try to get water on the plants, and they do all they can to keep the temperatures up in the groves or in the around the foliage. Disney even does this around their own foliage, but typically the temperatures, the very lows at the coldest points, never get much below freezing. We've been there multiple times where it's been right around freezing, but that's in December. February is a little warmer than December. So February, the lows might get down into the 40s, the low 40s. A normal low in February is the mid 50s. So if it got real cold, it might get into the mid to low 40s if it was really, really cold, if you had a cold front come through. It is possible that you could get one of those extreme cold fronts that come down and get it into the 20s, but it's very, very unlikely. So typically, temperatures in February, lows are in the 50s, mid 50s, mid to upper 50s. So that's kind of where you are. It's not going to be, it's much, much nicer than summertime. All right. So that's all we have this week. Thank you. Thank you for being here this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the technical problems at the first. We're trying new stuff. Hope it sounded better. How was the sound, by the way? Tell me how the sound was. Does my new microphone sound better when I don't go banging on it? Sorry about that. I just had to do that. Anyway, so we want to give a big thanks to our partners from Celebration Shirts. Go over and look at our shirts there at Celebration Shirts. Get one of those "I'm going to Disney World," that's so cool, shirts. Don't forget, we have a sale going on for WDW Magazine, 25% off a 1-year subscription. And don't wait. Now is the time to make your Disney World reservations. Get in touch with our partners at Destinations to Travel. Get those made. Anyway, I hope you had fun today. Hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Friday. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching Dad's video. For more simple, fun, magic Walt Disney World information, go to dadsguidetowdw.com. You can do that by clicking the I button that's popping up on the screen right now.
If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and get more Dad's YouTube videos with Daditude.